Hello and welcome to a new stream in which I'm surviving on an island in Indev. Just like always, I've done some progress off stream. I've been mainly working on this area again. So let me just get down real quickly so I can show you what I had done. I've worked on the ship which I had started working on in the last episode. I worked on the dock and I also worked on some buildings which I plan to use as for various things. Anyway, here is the ship. As you can see, I've added some more sails. I've also added some planks to serve as ropes, or to look like they are ropes. It seems like there's a ship at the top. I guess it's a sailor. Anyway, as you can see, I just added some more sails and stuff. And I've also worked on the dock, but before I show it, I'm gonna show the inside of the ship. As you can see, we got a hole here. That's because I like to imagine that this ship is used for transporting cargo. So you can use this to sort of take the cargo out of the ship. Let me just do something real quick. I've lowered the volume of the music a bit. Anyway, I believe I haven't changed the captain's quarters much. I think I've just added a chest and a bed. And if we go down, you can see a staircase that I've added. Here we got like the crew's quarters. I guess these are some beds or hammocks or something. Although I don't think this ship would be used for a long journey, so maybe we can just rest here. And here is space for some cargo. As you can see, got some wooden boxes, some crates, and some materials that are being transported by the ship. So I'd say very simple design, but I think it turned out well. I tried to make it look nice, which was kind of difficult with the sails, since they were kind of a difficult shape. These ones weren't, but the one at the front and the one at the back were. I think it turned out somewhat well. Quite well. I think I'm kind of proud of it. Anyway, another thing that I've worked on is this dock over here. As you can see, I've mainly added like some cargo that's like stored on top of the dock. We got some crates once again, some maybe logs that are being transported, and some piles of cloth. I'm not sure what they could be. Yeah, I just thought it could be nice to place some cloth like this, so you can add some variety to this build, and I think it turned out quite well. Anyway, the dock and the ship aren't the only thing that I worked on. I've also added some buildings here. One of the buildings that I added is this thing, which I will use for as sapling storage. I've talked about this before, but the reason for this is because in beta 1.5 the way that saplings works kind of changes, because before beta 1.5 the saplings use metadata for growing. So when you plant a sapling, it has metadata of 0, and then the metadata increases until it reaches a certain value when it grows. But in beta 1.5 the metadata is used to determine which sapling type it is. Sorry about that. Anyway, in beta 1.5 we got the metadata is used for the type, which means that eventually these saplings should turn into like the different sapling types. I've also made like this place has got 6 floors, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which means that it can store about 3.5 stacks of saplings, and it has got 3 entrances. Originally I wanted 4. One of them was supposed to go here, but I decided not to do it. I actually had a path here originally, but I decided to remove it, and instead I kind of lowered the path here, and I think it looks better now, since having the path so high made this tree look a bit weird. And the second thing that I've got is this giant chest, which I plan to use to store the things that I will grow here, which means the cacti and the sugarcane, which I'll grow there, and the cacti will be grown here. But I haven't yet added any chests in, so it can't yet be used for storage. By the way, those are the things that I have worked off stream. Now it's time to work on the thing that I want to do in this stream. And the first thing that I have to do is to build a lighthouse that I will build kind of over there. But first I'm gonna just quickly collect some cloth. I shouldn't have jumped like that. Oh, whatever. Anyway, my plan is to build the lighthouse out of white cloth and bricks. I decided to build this because I found a way to like dupe stuff in Infdev, which I didn't really like sort of research, because I thought that you couldn't dupe stuff in Indev. Turns out you can. So as a result, I now have some negative stacks of bricks and white cloth, which I can use to build the lighthouse. However, first I need to clear out a bit of space. My plan is to build the lighthouse right here, and now that I think about it, it might be enough, although I'm gonna make it bigger just in case. Just a bit, not too much, since I don't think it's necessary. This should be enough. So now I'm just gonna quickly grab some dirt to plan out where I want to place it and how large do I want to make it. So let's see. This kind of looks like a corner, so I'm gonna go from here and maybe put the center here. So this is the center. Then I'm gonna have a staircase, maybe a block away, block of empty space, and then a wall, I think. So let's 3 blocks like that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This might be good enough, although now I'll look at it, I think it might be too close to the edge, to the sort of ledge, so I think I'm gonna move it a bit, like so. I think this should be good. So this means that the walls alright, this is supposed to be the wall. Anyway, I'm just kind of getting confused about what I wanted to do. So this will be the wall. Oh, I've made a mistake again. There we go. And over here will be the wall. So now for the shape, I think I'm gonna go one more block like that, and I think this setup should be good. Well, let me think, is this good? Yeah, definitely should be, because in the middle we'll have like the sort of light, which will either be like lava, if I can keep it, because, well, I say if I can keep it because the liquids in Indev are kind of jank. Then around it will be some glass, which made me realize I'm gonna need more glass than this. And around that will be like a platform to walk on. So yeah, I think this sort of size should be good. Now I'm gonna just gonna grab the... Oh, not yet. I was about to grab the materials to start building. However, first I'm gonna need to plant some things. Make some... Well, add some reference. I'm gonna make a tall pillar to see where the build height is, so that I can plant some things. So let me just dig a small trench here. That's so that I can make a small hole here. I'm making this because I'll be building something high, so I'll need to jump down into this hole so that I don't receive any fall damage. And this looks kind of strange. There we go. That fixed it. Or it didn't. Yeah, water in Indev is just weird. There we go, this fixed it. Anyway, now that I got that, I'm just gonna make a pillar all the way to the build height. That way I can see how much space do I have when I build this thing. Anyway, I don't think I'll build it to the height limit, but it's better to have a reference. Anyway, another thing that I'm gonna do is some plants. It just reminded me that I kind of made a mistake, because I was kind of planning to place dirt like this, so that I could see kind of like the different layers, because I kind of planned to do the like typical, the stereotypical lighthouse, which has got like sort of white and red stripes, and this kind of represents where the stripes will be. That way I kind of don't end up with one stripe that is like one block thick. Anyway, I think for that I'm just gonna make another pillar and then get rid of it. So that's 2 blocks. That's 2 more blocks. No, that's wrong. And I probably didn't need to do it all the way to the top. It's better to have it like that, I think. Anyway, now that I've got my reference, I'm going to start building, so I'm gonna grab the materials so that I can start. So firstly, I'm gonna remove this, and I think the first layer will be white. I just need to be careful with these negative stacks, because if I were to punch something, then the stacks would disappear and I would need to make them again, which is fine, but I'd rather avoid that. And I think right-clicking with them, well, if I right-click just with them, that could also cause a problem. So I'm gonna need to be careful about that as well. Although I'm not sure if it will actually cause a problem. But still, it's better to be careful. It's better to be safe than sorry, as they say. Anyway, while I'm building this, I would just like to mention that I have decided to start making some videos for this series. The first one that I'll start making the first one tomorrow, which will basically show all of the progress that I've made so far, and I'll probably work on something as well, maybe a house or something like that. I haven't yet decided. We'll see once I start working on the video. Yeah, I'll of course make more videos in the future. It won't just be just one video. My plan is to use the videos for to show the progress that I've made, and to also do some progress. So maybe build some stuff that would be too boring to build on stream. Maybe since stuff where I'd want to cut out something and just leave the more interesting stuff for the streams. Anyway, now I'm just thinking about how tall do I want the lighthouse to be. I think it should definitely be at least 5 strips tall, so that's 10 blocks. I might even make it to the height limit, but probably not. Maybe, we'll see. I haven't yet really decided. This is I decided to go for a very simple design, so there isn't much thinking involved, and I've already made a mistake. And this is another thing that I don't like about Indev, which is that some blocks like these bricks take too long to break, which is quite annoying. If I remember correctly, it has got something to do with the way it is coded. Each tool has got the blocks it can break. Well, I say blocks it can break, but I mean I should say blocks that it's efficient on, since an axe can break a dirt block, for example, but it's not very efficient. It's not very fast to do it that way. Let's see how we're doing that. We still have enough space, so what I think I'm gonna do is add 2 more layers and see how that looks. To see if I should make it taller or not. I haven't actually counted, but so far it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that's 14 blocks tall. So this will be 16 blocks tall now. Although now that I think about it, I can calculate how tall do I want to, how tall can I make it at most? Basically, the idea is that I'll have like one block that will serve as like the balcony, if that makes sense. So basically the balcony, then the lights. So balcony, then the light will be 3 blocks tall, so it's 4 blocks at the top. And I think the roof will be 2 blocks, I think. So that's 6 blocks in total, so we got... so I need to leave like 6 blocks at the top. So this would be the last sort of layer if I were to make it the last stripe, if I were to make it go to the height limit. So what I think I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. Instead, I'm gonna take a look to see how it looks now. And I think it needs to be taller, so what I'm gonna do is make it go up to that and then add to the top, so it will almost go to the height limit. Anyway, I'm gonna collect some more wool since we can never have enough. After all, I'll definitely need more for like future builds, since it's wool will be the only colorful material once I get to beta 1.2, and it will be the only color material that I'll be able to use for a while, until like I think either terracotta or concrete gets added. I'm not sure which gets added first or if they are added at the same time. But anyway, to get to the top, I'm just gonna quickly make a spiral staircase. But for that, I'm gonna need to craft some stone slabs. It seems like I forgot to bring a workbench. Oh, and I forgot to grab some logs, which I wanted to take so that I could for the middle of the spiral staircase. Also, one more thing that I've forgotten to mention is that the reason why I had decided to use red bricks instead of red cloth is because the red cloth will get bleached later on. The red cloth would get bleached later on because the sort of various cloth colors get removed, I believe, in Infdev, which means that later on I'll just get like fully white lighthouse, which I don't want, so I just used the bricks so that the lighthouse would still keep its color even in Infdev and alpha. Anyway, now it is time for the spiral staircase, and I think it's other than that, think about it. I need to start like this. Anyway, now I'm just thinking about how do I want to do this staircase. And I'm thinking this sort of design should be good. I'm just gonna need to be not careful and avoid falling. I also need to remember how I do this. So it's 4x4 like that, and I'll shift over here. And now I just need to repeat this pattern, which will be kind of annoying, but no, it's something that I have to do. Well, the reason why it is annoying is because I don't have any shift clicking, which means that I'm gonna have to, although, well, I was about to say that I'm gonna have to shimmy along, but now that I think about it, I can just kind of build it like this from the bottom. At least I think I can. Yeah, I think this is way easier than doing it sort of from the top or from the current stair that I'm working on. And it's also getting dark, so in a moment I'm just gonna go down and place some torches on the inside. But only after I finish this staircase, since it won't take too long to do everything. Now for this part. Good thing that I thought of this, otherwise I'd just have to keep shimming along, which would be kind of annoying. This is way faster and way less annoying. Now let's see how we're doing on time, 28 minutes, so I'm gonna save in a moment. Or in a short while. So let's see how, alright. I want to place some blocks here like so. And it seems like this is kind of way more expensive than I expected. It was almost consumed 3 stacks of slabs, which I didn't expect it would take so much. I forgot to place some blocks over here, and now it's fine. I think this lighthouse will also have a nice view of this area, you know, of the rocky sort of shoreline and of the ship and the dock, which I think is quite nice. And also later on I'm gonna have to check out how the lighthouse looks like, how does the lighthouse look like from the tower. Anyway, now it's time to continue working on the staircase. And it should be high enough for now, so I'm just gonna start adding the torches like so. Later on I'm also going to replace the grass with what scared me. I thought it would be a sheep, but anyway, later on I'm gonna replace the grass in the floor with stone slabs, I think. Anyway, let's see, are there any other monsters here? Seems like no. So I'm just gonna place a couple more torches around just to be safe. And wait, this should be now. Now, what was I about to do? Oh right, I wanted to make the lighthouse a bit taller. But before I do that, I'm just gonna quickly save. There we go. And also previously I mentioned, I believe that I wanted to make it go all the way up to this point, up to this layer. So that means 1, 2, 3 more layers. And it's the slow breaking again. And something strange happened. Anyway, it's fine now. And there we go. That is the final layer, so I'm just gonna quickly save just in case. The reason why I'm saving again is because if I died, I'd have to rebuild this section again. But the problem is that if I were to load the last save, then the negative stacks could turn into positive stacks, which would be annoying. Anyway, now that this is done, I'm gonna start working on the top. But first I'm gonna finish the staircase. And it seems like I probably wouldn't need to worry about the fall damage. Or dying of fall damage, because as you can see, I kind of fell a long distance and I only took 2 hearts of damage. Although I've just realized that I might have made a bit of a mistake with the staircase, because in the middle there will be lava. Well, it should be fine. I'm gonna have to figure out something later. Also, I've just realized that I said I want to place lava at the top, but I've also made the lighthouse using sort of cloth, which might cause problems. So the cloth might catch on fire, but we'll see. I'm not gonna rebuild this since it would be annoying. I'm just gonna keep it this way, it should be fine. You know, the cloth is easily replaceable. So if it does catch on fire, I'm just gonna repair it and remove the lava, I guess. Anyway, now I just need some more. What is this song called? It's dancing to the sea by sea. Anyway, what I was about to say is I need some more stone slabs since I don't have enough. I think I'm gonna craft like 6 stacks. Oh, let's get to clicking. Already shy of crafting a lot of things in Indev before we get shift clicking to like bulk craft. Every now it is time to start working on the top. So let me just start placing. Also, the reason why I only brought this little glass is because I originally thought I'd only need it for like windows on the Lighthouse. However, I definitely need more. Although now that I think about it, the amount isn't little since I brought half a stack, and I believe the light at the top will need, I think, 46. Since it's 9 times 4, because each of the walls will be 3 by 3. I shouldn't have dropped them like that. Wow, this is annoying. Anyway, shouldn't have done that, but now I'm just gonna finish this thing. Once I do, I'm gonna need to decide how large I want the balcony to be. For that, I'm gonna place down the glass. So I see this is the middle, this is where the light will be. So the glass will go around like that. 3, there we go. And I think this might be enough space to walk around. Kind of. But I think I'm gonna make it go 2 blocks out. And also I've just realized that getting rid of this thing will be probably a bit annoying. I don't know, I'm just thinking if I want to make the sort of this thing out of stone slabs. I think it would be interesting to do it out of different material, maybe light grey cloth, although Maybe stone will be better. I think I'll make it out of stone. Although, yeah, I think I'll get rid of these blocks and replace them with stone. Although when I didn't think about it, I don't have any stone here with me, so I'm gonna need to go and grab some. It seems like this thing has almost blocked the hole that I'm supposed to jump in. Anyway, I'm just gonna quickly collect these stone slabs so I don't lose the materials, which I already kind of did thanks to the crafting recipe and the fact that I broke a double slab which only drops one slab. And I'm also going to heal myself just in case. And this is quite a big herd of sheep. So I'm gonna grab their cloth. Well, since I can. Because as I've said, you can never have enough cloth. I think the lighthouse is looking quite nice from here. It's just missing some windows as details. And I was just thinking that it could perhaps be interesting to like use some stone slabs with the windows. So basically, I like place some glass and some stone slabs around it. That could be interesting. By the way, what was I about to grab? Alright, some stone. I'm gonna grab like 3 stacks of it, or maybe 4 just in case, and put away 2 of them. So seems like the top is missing some torches, so I'm gonna place them. It seems like I can't climb up from here. And I forgot to put away the stone, but that's fine. Anyway, time to start placing it down. Which also reminds me that I forgot to like decide on the shape, since I need to place some slabs here, and for that I need to decide how I want the shape to be. By the way, here I've extended by 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, and 3 blocks, so I forgot to break these slabs. Also, I just remembered that the word that I was looking for this thing was the guardrail, I think. And I'm just thinking about how do I want this to be. I'm thinking kind of like so. This should be good. So I think I'm just gonna finish this, finish placing the blocks and see how it looks from the bottom. Anyway, sorry about that. Something happened with my second monitor. I think the cable that I'm using to connect it is, well, there might be something wrong with it, so I might need to buy a new one. Anyway, the next thing that I'm gonna do is connect the staircase to the top. So I'm gonna I don't think I need to remove that. Instead, I'm gonna make this go like this. Yeah, this should be good. So I just gonna break some blocks so that I can place these slabs. I'm gonna also break this glass, which is fine since I kind of cubed it. Anyway, where did I want to? Oh, right here. Here as well. That way I kind of have a wall so that I don't accidentally fall off when I climb up. Because I could just continue walking like this, which wouldn't be very nice. Maybe torch there. And now the glass, and I think I'm gonna... Right, I'm gonna use some stone. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is where the lava will be, which just reminds me that I forgot to grab the lava source. So I'm just gonna place some torches here for now so that nothing spawns here while I'm away. And I'm gonna grab grab the lava source so that I can add the lava there. Also now I'm just thinking about what do I want to make the roof out of. And I think I might make it out of bricks. I think that would be interesting. Yeah, I think I'll make it out of bricks, like 2 layers. although now that I think about it, I can't place in the lava yet since I don't have enough glass. So I'm just gonna quickly cube some. But for that, I'm gonna need some stuff from home, like a chest and a block of TNT. So I'm going to grab those. Anyway, as I've mentioned earlier, the reason why I didn't start duping earlier is because I didn't think there was any dupe that would actually work in Indev. But as it turns out, there is one, and I found out about it after checking out the Minecraft Discontinued wiki, where I found out that you can just dupe items by like exploding a chest that you have opened. So let me just grab some chest, a TNT block from the top, and now I'm gonna go into the caves where I'm gonna explode it. The fact that I'm also exploding some stuff is good for me since I kind of plan to dig out the island in the future. I'll be digging it out over time. I don't plan to dig out the whole thing during Indev. That would take too long. It would just be something that I'll work on over time. I think the place where Cupid will be over here. I just need to be careful about the mobs. Well, you know what? I'm gonna cheat a bit more and turn on peaceful. That way I don't have to worry about taking damage. And I just need to place the TNT like so. Just here. Place in some glass. Activate the TNT. Oh, I almost forgot to open the chest. Now I just place glass block there so that this one is negative. Then I just place in some torches and avoid picking up that glass over there. I'm gonna leave the chest over there as well. And there we go. Now I got a negative stack of glass. So I can just return home. And it happened again. Oh boy. Alright, hopefully it should be good now. If only I remembered that if only I knew that the cable would be causing problems now, because I was... today I visited a shop that sells electronics, so I could have bought a cable there, but I didn't think of it back then, because I was, walking around thinking about the things that I could need, and I didn't think that I could need a new HDMI cable. Anyway, now that I got this, I can finish the light at the top. So did I switch to normal? I didn't. And since then we got some more sheep. Thankfully I was thoughtful enough to switch to an empty slot, that way I didn't accidentally punch the sheep with the negative stack of glass. Because if I did that, the negative stack would disappear, which would be quite annoying. But anyway, before I start using the negative stack, I'm gonna use the glass that I already have. That way I don't accidentally put the two stacks together, which would ruin the negative stack. Or rather, it could, I think. And I don't want to leave the torch in there. But anyway, now I'm gonna place in some bricks. And now I'll place in the lava. And I'm gonna wait a bit now to make sure that everything is all right. And this should be long enough. So now I'm gonna remove this. It's fine if the source block disappears, since I've kind of cubed some more. Also, this is also a test to see if the lava stays, because I already had some problems with the Indev liquids where I had some lava in down where I got the future wheat farm. I had like lava somewhere below the glass, and I removed the source block and the lava started disappearing, and it just caused me a lot of problems. So I want to make sure that the lava stays here, or I want to test to see if the lava stays here, and if it doesn't, I'm gonna replace it with fault blocks, I think, to make it look like there's some form of a light. And I think the light box will be a good substitute for that, good representation of that, if that makes sense. And seems like it is staying so far. It's not causing any problems, so I think we might be good. And now that I'm at the top, I'm gonna remove this pillar of dirt. I don't need it anymore, since I've already finished working on this. Anyway, now that that is gone, I'm gonna walk over here to take a look at the lighthouse. And I think it looks kind of nice. Maybe I made it a bit too thick. And I forgot some dirt blocks up there, so I'm gonna remove those. Anyway, as I said, I might have made it a bit too thick, but I think that's fine. Anyway, I think the lighthouse is finished. Mostly finished. I think it kind of looks nice, so we're almost at the 1 hour mark, so I'm gonna quickly save so I don't lose my progress. There we go. And I think the next thing that I'm gonna do is to add some windows to this thing. I think I'm gonna add those to the middle of the wall. I'm gonna make them 2 blocks tall. Like so. We'll do So it's like that. So this one will be over here. Basically each window will be kind of one block above where I am, if that makes sense. I think that will be nice. And I don't really care about the clef block since it's cubed anyway. Well, since they are cubed anyway. So am I placing it at the correct height? No, I'm not. But you know what, I think I'm gonna modify it like so. I think this will be a bit better. Good thing that I got a negative stack. Good thing that I got a negative stack of the glass, that way I don't have to worry about placing it correctly. I can just break it like this. Since because I don't, if I didn't have the negative stack, I'd have to worry about how I place it, since I can't get the glass back by breaking it, since I don't have any silk touch, which is kind of annoying, and it will remain like that for quite a while, at least at the rate that I'm currently going. Now that I think about it, I don't even have like an estimate when I get to, like, for example, to release 1.0. I think that's when silk touch gets added. But I feel like I should be able to. I should be done with this Infdev maybe in June or July. I feel like, at least at this pace, I could be done with it. By done with it, I mean like finish all the things that I have in the checklist that is in the description. Which reminds me that since I finished the ship and the dock, I also take them off, including like the sapling room. And I think those are all the new things that I've picked. And I don't think I'll put any window up here. I don't think that's necessary. But anyway, now that I got the windows in, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. Seems like I drank too much water before this stream. And I'm back. Seems like I didn't have anyone watching when I left, and seems like the amount of views is still the same, so I guess no one new joined the stream, which means that it's fine that I've left for a bit, since no one is watching anyway. Anyway, what do I want to do now? Oh right, I would like to check out the lighthouse looks like from the outside now that I got the windows, and I would also like to see how it looks from the tower. I think that will be a nice perspective. Although before I do that, I would just like to go to the top first quickly and see what sort of view do I get from the top. Also, the lava is still fine, which is nice. And seems like we got quite a nice view. I quite like the view from here, since it's just an endless ocean. I don't know, there's something relaxing about it. Anyway, now that I've done looking at it, this view is also nice, since I get to see the ship, the dock, these bells over there, which are partly, but mostly hidden by the trees. And yeah, I think this is quite a nice view. Anyway, now I'm done enjoying the view, so I'm gonna go back down. Although now that I think that there's one more thing that I could do, which is to add a bit of a guardrail here. This kind of makes it more difficult to get around, but I think that's fine. I don't think I'll go up here that often. And it also makes it so that I don't fall down, because I feel like I could accidentally fall down if I were to walk around carelessly. Anyway, now it is time to visit the tower. Now it is time to visit the tower to see how the lighthouse looks like from above. Which just reminds me that I forgot to, haven't done the floor yet. I'm gonna do that once I come back from the tower. And it's getting dark. That's not very nice. I was hoping to view it during the day, so I need to be quick so it's not too dark when I view it. Or it also might be good since the fact that I view it during the night might be also a good thing. And now that I look at it, I feel like the roof is a bit weird, maybe a bit too small. So I think I'm gonna make it one block wider on each side. Also, the lighthouse is looking a bit strange, but I think it's because it's missing some stuff around it. I feel like once I add some decorations around it, it will look a lot better. Also, now I just remembered I can just jump down from the top, or I could have just used one of the balconies since I was already going down. Anyway, how are we doing on time? It's been an hour and 12 minutes. Which is kind of nice. I thought that it wouldn't take as long to build this thing, but it's fine since I don't really have that many other things planned. mostly some miscellaneous things. But well, I think the roof and the floor at the bottom are two last things that I want to do with this thing. And after that, I'm gonna move on to the miscellaneous things that I've just mentioned. And it's because the second stream is having problems again. There. Up, it's wrong again. There we go. Anyway, I'm gonna have to look at it after the stream, do something about it. And now I just need to expand this thing at the top. There we go. It should be good like this now, I think. And I think I should also have enough stone slabs to do the floor, at least I hope so. For a second I thought I made a mistake, but I don't think I did. And the lava is still fine, so that's good, that's great. Seems like I don't need to worry about that anymore, but I think I'll probably check it out again at the end of the stream to make sure it is still there. After all, the liquids in Indev are kind of funky. And I broke the diamond shovel, which I didn't know to. I wanted to store it just before it breaks. Anyway, this project will be almost finished, and I've just realized that I want to craft another shovel since one of the things I want to do involves dirt. Anyway, the thing that I want to do is to add some stone below parts of the balcony to add some shape to it. Oh, some shape below it. I think I'm just gonna do it just in these sort of corners. And I think that kind of looks better. It would have been even better if I had, well, if I could place some upside down slabs, but those won't be in the game for a while. So I'll just do this. And I also need to fix this all. I don't want to keep it here, of course. For a second I thought that I forgot to place the stone blocks, that it would be kind of embarrassing. Anyway, before I do the last one, I'm gonna quickly grab the cloth from the sheep. Also, I just noticed that I had even more cloth over here, so I guess I didn't need to make this negative stack, but I guess it's better that I did. Anyway, oh, right. I wanted to grab the sand because I thought that I put it in the chest. And now that I got the sand ready, I'm gonna fix this all. And now I'm just gonna put away the building materials since I don't need them anymore. I'm gonna take care of them later. I'm gonna keep this wood for now, and the slabs I think I might need them later. But for now I'm gonna put these things away and move on to something else. I think I'm gonna organize this one off stream. And I'm also going to cook the pork chop off stream. Now, anyway, with this, the lighthouse is finished, at least for now. I might add some more, well, I'll definitely add some more decorations to it later, but it's something that I'll do off stream since I can't really think of what I want to, what sort of decorations I want to add. Well, I do know one thing that I want to add, which is a path. I plan to build some paths going like this, from the lighthouse, through the trees, all the way to the bridges, and also path from the lighthouse to this path over here, which means that I think I'll also be building some building over here, but I haven't decided what sort of building would that be. I guess that's something that I'll decide on later. I still have got time. By the way, the next thing that I'm gonna do is work on the shore a bit. So I'm gonna grab some sand to turn part of the shore into a beach. Actually, I got some sand over here. 3 stacks might be a bit of an overkill, but it should definitely be more than I need. And seems like I still got some more torches, so that's good. I was worried that I didn't have any. And yeah, sorry about that, I just got kind of confused about where the place I was going was. But before I go that, I'm just gonna quickly take care of this tree. I should have taken care of it while I was checking out the chest. I was thinking about doing it, but I kind of forgot about it when I was looking into the chest. And I feel like I didn't get any saplings. Oh, I did get one, so that's good. For a second I was worried that I would have to go home to grab some from home. From a chest. Which wouldn't be so bad, it would just be annoying. But anyway, the thing that I want to do is here. I want to kind of remove some of the dirt from the top and replace the bottom layer with sand. Originally I was thinking of doing some seating area here, but I don't know what I want to. So I decided to turn this section into a beach. I think that will look better. Anyway, how are we doing in terms of time? It's an hour and 26 minutes, so in a while I'm going to save again so that I don't lose my progress. After all, in one of these streams, I think, I can't remember which episode it was, I died at the end and lost like 2 hours of my progress, I think. Well, not quite 2 hours, since I spent the start of the stream showing off the things which I had built, which kind of took a while, and also preparing. But it was quite a bit of work that which was quite annoying. So I'd rather not repeat that. And for that reason I try to save every half an hour. That way if I die, I lose at most half an hour of progress. And now I just look at the shovel and it seems like one shovel won't be enough for this. I'm gonna have to craft another one. But now I just need to be careful. Yeah, I don't want to break the shovel. But anyway, now that it is almost broken, I'm gonna have to craft another one. I actually thought that one shovel would be enough. But it seems that it is not. Anyway, so I just had to add something. Anyway, I think I'm gonna craft the shovel, dig away the dirt, place down the sand, and then I'm gonna save again. But before that, I'm gonna grab the cloth from the sheep. And the second monitor is being annoying again. Sorry about that. Anyway, hopefully it should be good now. Anyway, after once this stream is done, I'm gonna take the cable down. I'll just replace it with a cable down, kind of. I'll replace it with a different cable down, kind of not using, or rather, I'm not sure. I'll basically just take care of things with the T cable. Very sorry about that, got a bit distracted. Alright, a sheep. I think since there are so many, I'm gonna go there and take the cloth from them. We've got time, so it's fine. Yeah, for a second I thought it would be good to maybe remove this thing. This part of the path kind of goes upwards because it's kind of weird, but I'm not sure if that would be so good since there's this staircase, but now that I look at it, it might be fine. Well, I'll think about it later. Yeah, I'll think about it later. Now is not a good time to make plans, and it seemed like some of the sheep had despawned while I was walking over to them. Only one remained. Or I guess it didn't. Oh, I think that one just spawned in. And yeah, we're just annoying again. Oh, second monitor was doing stuff again. That's what I was thinking about. Anyway, now I'm just gonna quickly put away the broken shovel and then work on the beach area. I think the diamond tools go here, and as you can see I got quite a few already. Sorry about that, got distracted by something. And it seems like we got more sheep here. That's quite nice. 4 of them in total, I think. Anyway, time to continue digging up the dirt. Although I don't think I need to dig it up in this area. And for a second I thought I forgot to put away the shovel that I had. But thankfully I didn't. Anyway, seems like the stream now has 3 views, although I haven't really seen the number of concurrent viewers go up. So I guess the person that decided to tune in didn't watch for too long. I guess this stream isn't particularly interesting. But I guess that's fine. I'm gonna continue streaming regardless, even if no one is watching. I'm just gonna try. Sorry about it. What I wanted to say is that this is these streams are mainly to like document my journey. Although if I think about it, I also do stuff off stream, but I guess that's fine. By the way, as I've mentioned earlier, I also plan to start making some videos. And looking at the Lighthouse from here, I think it's quite cool. By the way, as I've just mentioned, I also plan to do some videos. And I think people might watch those more, since it doesn't rely on people having the time to watch streams. Instead, they can just watch them at, video is something you just watch anytime, whereas a stream is something that you usually only watch when it's live. But of course you can also watch it after it ends, since you got the bots. By the way, this thing is now finished. And it's also now lit up enough, so I'm gonna save. Now moving on to the next thing, I want to do some work on the chest a bit. For that I'm gonna need to grab some more logs from home, since I was thinking of like working on the floors, because I would like to have like several floors, although several floors might not be necessary, but still I want to add a staircase going to the roof. I'm just gonna grab some logs and decide what I want to do once I'm inside the chest building. And I believe the logs are stored in here. I think 3 stacks should be enough, and I'm also gonna put away some of the things. I don't want them to take up too much space in my inventory. But I'm gonna keep the cobblestone since I want the staircase to be made out of stone slabs. I'm not sure if the ones I have will be enough for that. And here we got some more sheep. There are two here, and I feel like I saw a third one in the distance. Although it might have been just a pig, since I didn't see it properly. Or it might have been the sheep, or a sheep. Because I just heard it, but I can't really see it. Maybe it's on the inside. Or maybe it's on top of the roof. Hard to say. Well, I don't think I'll be able to find it, so I'm gonna go into the chest instead. And the second one there is causing problems again, of course. There we go. And once more. This is quite annoying. I've just realized that I don't really have a way to... Oh, I was about to say that I don't have a way to get down from there, but I just noticed this tree. So I do have a way to get down. And it was quite easy. Anyway, now onto the staircase. And I think the front will be here. And it's causing problems again, the second monitor. That's fine, I guess, now. Or at least for now. And there we go. And it's mod is causing problems again. This is annoying. Anyway, it seems to be fine now. So I'm gonna place in some more blocks. There we go. Anyway, now on to the floors. I want to decide how I want to handle those. And I'm thinking of having like 3 floors. Yeah, I think 3 floors will be the best. Although I don't think I'll fully utilize all of them. But I suppose that's fine, but it just means that I can always expand the storage. For now, I'll only be using the bottom floor, and if I need to, I can just expand to the next floor. Anyway, I think this storage building is the last thing which I'll work on in this stream, since there are only about 14 minutes remaining. And it seems that I also need some more torches, so I'm gonna quickly craft some more. Unfortunately, all of my coal is inside of my base. And seems like I've finished the floors earlier than I expected. I guess I kind of overestimated how long it would take. But I think that should be fine, since I still got some other stuff that I can do in this build, like adding the chests and stuff. Anyway, with that I've got the floors and the light torches sorted. And I think this place has got quite a nice view from here. You can kind of see the lighthouse if I go to the edge, to one of the edges, or one of the corners, because otherwise it's kind of blocked by the trees. I think the lighthouse is kind of nice. By the way, enough looking around. I'm not here for the views. Now the next thing that I want to do are the chests. For it I've got 30 of them. And I'm kind of gonna place them around in front of the walls. I just need to decide how I want to sort of place them. You know what, I think it should be, it will be fine if I put space in inefficient with space. Basically I just place them like this and just have a beam in the middle, maybe with some slabs. Yeah, I think something like this is good. And maybe in the middle as well. Although I've just realized that I can really open the top chests. But that should be fine. After all, this place is quite big. So as I said, I don't really need to be efficient with the space. I don't think I'll ever store enough sugarcane or cactus in here for to fill up this whole thing. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I only plan to use this place to store sugarcane and cactus. Nothing else, since I can't really... I was about to say I can't really farm anything else, but I can still farm other things like wheat. What I meant is that I don't plan to farm anything else in this sort of place, since the only farms that I'll have next to this just are the sugarcane and the cactus farm. If that makes sense. No, but it could look nice, but I don't think it does. Maybe on the chests? Not really. We have, I think the torches will look better like this. Yeah, I think they do. So I think I'm gonna do the same on the second floor as well, since I still got materials left over. And I don't really know what else to do. Let's see. I think I'm only missing 2 chests. So let me just quickly craft them. And I think that's everything that I want to do. I'm gonna leave the third floor empty for now. So I'm not going to go home, cook these pork chops, and then end the stream. Oh, I'm gonna end it at some nice place, probably at the top of the tower, or maybe on the lighthouse. I think the lighthouse will be better, since it's something that I had built in this stream. And it seems like the lava is still okay. So it's good that I ended up this, and then I'm gonna end this stream over here. But anyway, that will be it for this stream, as I believe I had done enough. In the next stream, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do in the next stream. And also, as I said, I plan to do a video of this world. My plan is to show the progress that I've made since I've started, and I'll also probably work on something during the video. I'm not sure yet. That will depend on how much of how long the video will have, or how long the video will be after I show the progress, and also how much time will I have, and also other things. And also one thing that I didn't mention is that I don't think that the videos will be regular. I don't know how often will I make them. I'll just make them whenever I want to. But anyway, that will be it for this stream, and I'll see you in the next one.